Hi everybody, this is Pam with Jesus Junk Journals, and we're going to go on with this Joy Journal. I found my other envelope that was a little pink one. So I'm going to go ahead and fold that up and ink it. And I found a little card that goes with it. The one that I had left was peace. And I'm going to use, let's see, I think I'll use, I'm going to try Tattered Rose and see if that shows up. Tattered Rose is so subtle. Sometimes oh, it's showing. Good. Okay. I got a re-inker and added it to this pad. So it's a little bit better than it was. My dogs, it's their dinner time, and they're getting a little antsy over there. So if you hear them carrying on, they want me to go feed them. The other color I was thinking about using was the worn lipstick, and so either one of those I think works pretty well. And then the piece, I'm going to go ahead and hit with this. I think the other ones I used the distress or the vintage photo on. So either one, whatever you want to use. And then take my Barely glue, put it in the middles, put some glue, and glue it. Hit this. And I do think I'll add some vintage photo on this one, on the little card. Put that in there. And that is finished. Okay, and then I have these tags, and I have to be honest with you, I cannot remember if I did this on the video or not already. So if I did, please forgive me for repeating. But they come on a sheet all together, and I think I told you this, but the template I use, each one is a little bit different size, and so they have corresponding artwork that goes on them, and you need to make sure that each one goes with the one that it's sized to be. Is that clear? So what I do is I do that right away. I get those two sheets, I cut them out, and as soon as I cut them out, I put them together and glue them so I don't get them mixed up. So that gave me these 5 cards. You also can use them as 10 cards if you didn't want to glue them together. You can keep them separate, so however you decided to do it. But I am going to add some distress ink to these to just plus them up a little bit. So on this one, I'm going to try the Tattered Rose. And put some on the back side, just a little bit. Add just a little bit of color. Let's see, this one, I'm going to get out my Wilted Violet, which is pretty dramatic. I've got Dusty Concord I could use, and probably should use, but I'm gonna live on the wild side and use this. Try not to get too heavy with it. And then I'm also going to add a little bit of blue on this one. So try to just get a little bit of this going. This one also had a white flash edge there. So I'll go ahead and cover that. And then put a little bit on the back side, hopefully trying to make it subtle, but this is not a very subtle ink color. I'm going to take the vintage photo on this one. Let's see. And kind of hit it here and there. I don't want to completely cover up the purple that I just put on, but I want to get a little bit of aging look to it. That's so. Hit the edges where I didn't hit it with purple. Still kind of wanted to use some blue on this side. So I'm going to use the Mermaid Lagoon turquoise color. Just add a little bit of that to this one. This one is green, but I'm going to add just a little bit of this turquoise to it. Subtle, hopefully. You got to watch it when I say that. As soon as I say it, something happens and it gets a big blob. But I'm looking for the, I think I want cracked pistachio again. I seem to use that a lot. I may have to get a big ink pad of that one of these days. Or at least get the re-inker. Put some of this on. More of the greeny color. Okay. Let's see. I don't have any on this. This one's finished. This one's finished. Got that one. Well, that one needs some help. That one's finished. This one, okay, so let's get rid of the blue-green. This one, let's see. I think I'll try the worn lipstick on it. And not very much, just a little bit, maybe. And let's see. This one, I felt like it needed a little bit more, so I'm going to use this lipstick on this one. Yeah, I like that. I personally like that better. If that's too much for you, though, you can always leave Tattered Rose is fine. Or maybe you have a better one. And I'm going to also hit this here and there with the vintage photo. Crazy about these distressings. If you work with them, I mean, they just add, to me, they just add so much to each thing. Okay, then this one. Heavy there. Oh well. Trying to blend it in a little bit better. Not too good of a job there. Hopefully yours looks better. Okay. All right. Okay, and then the other thing, while I have these out, we've got those 3 side tuck pockets. And I'm going to go ahead and, I've got this color in my hand. I'll just go ahead and hit it here and there with this. I went ahead and cut the zigzag out of it, but it's also, you can cut it squared off if you don't want to do that. If you think, the thing is when you tuck in things on those little ridges will cause it to hesitate or catch on it. But I think it looks cute, so I went ahead and did it. I'm doing the outside edges darker with the Distress ink because those are the outside edges of the page where it would be exposed and age more. So I'm doing those a little heavier. But then I want to come back and I'm going to go back and do that purple again. Just a little bit on this edge. Wilted Violet. And let's see, that's for that one. And then this one is kind of an aqua blue, I think. So I'm going to use Mermaid Lagoon. And then this one, let's see, I've got that one, I think. Yeah, that's good. Okay. So those three are ready to glue on. And this tag is a double tag. There's two side by side that are meant to fold back and glue together, which is what I did, but you could also use them as two separate tags if you wanted to. So I used the Mermaid Lagoon, and I also used the cracked pistachio on this, on the sides of this. And I didn't put anything on the back side, so I think I'll just use some vintage photo on it. And set these back. There's this tag, which is, you can cut a piece of any paper that you like out and put on the back of it, or you could stamp it. You can use jelly plate printing, however you would like to enhance it. I am going to pick out a scrapbook paper that I like, I think, and use on the back of it. You could also take fabric and cut a piece out and stitch it. Maybe I'll do that. I might do that on that one. But for now, what I was going to do is punch the holes. Just take a regular hole puncher you get at the office supply store and just punch, center it. I just eyeball it, punch a hole. And I get those Avery page reinforcers, circle reinforcers, stickers at Walmart or wherever any office supply place has them. These Avery reinforcement labels. And I distress ink them. And I use them in different colors. And I put them on both sides of these. Let's see. You kind of want a contrasting color so it shows up. You don't want it to just blend in like that. So the brown ones always work if nothing else. Yeah, I think I'll just use brown. Looking for a darker brown. I'm just going to hit this again with a make sure they show up pretty well. And this one I'll wait and do all at one time. That's that. And now they're ready. These are ready to put a ribbon or thread, string, whatever you want to put in them. And then I have these two little ones, and you could, this one I think it would be too small to do what we just did. I have a smaller punch, and you probably, if you have a crocodile, they have a smaller hole punch on there that you can use. So I'm just going to punch that, and I'll just use a smaller string on those. This one you could probably put one of those stickers on, but I'm just going to punch this with that. And these, just going to grab that sponge and see if I can get away with getting some ink out. The backs are white, so you can leave them white or you can write something on them, whatever you want. I think I'm going to leave mine alone for now. I might come back later and do something to them. So there's those two tags. And then I've got the tickets, and used the template with the hole in the center, which I had really honestly had not meant to use. I meant to use the other one, but it does make it a little more difficult because you have to use something like an X-Acto knife to cut those circles out. So I apologize for that, and I will try not to do that in the future. You can also tear these apart, of course, and cut them out with scissors from the side if you want to use them as individual tickets. All right, so those tickets are ready to put in. I might put a little bit of distress ink on them. I think I'm going to go ahead and fold them. I don't think I'm going to hit the bottom. I like the pink, the color it is, and that really does darken it. So I think I'll just leave it on the top maybe. The specimen slide, however you want to call them. These are another thing you could cut them with scissors, or you could cut them with an X-Acto knife. I'll do one of each. So there's that. Or I mean, you could be careful. That probably wasn't the smartest way to start it, but that will at least let you cut it out with the scissors. And if you use the little like Tim Holtz type scissors, it'll probably be even easier. I don't even know where mine are. I have a couple pair of them, and let me see. Oh, here's a pair. These are the Tim Holtz ones, so I'm gonna try those. See if that helps any, makes it any easier. I haven't ever gotten used to these. They kind of feel like they're serrated or something. It feels, I don't know, it feels funny to me when I use these. Okay, so you just want to take a piece of acetate. So what I do is I keep the acetate, you know, when you buy things, it comes with these acetate sleeves, and I just take them and cut a piece out the size of the outer dimensions of this. So I'm just gonna something like that. Yeah, get dried flowers, or fussy cut a butterfly from, you know, different things. However you want to do it. I've got, let's see, I dried some rose petals. I was thinking about putting those in there, one or two. Let me see if that, the colors are kind of weird. So maybe just a couple. So I haven't tried this barely glue, so we'll see if it works. I'm going to glue this acetate to one side. And then put the flower petals in, and then you have to glue the edges of the acetate to itself. So we'll see if that holds with the barely glue or not. And it dries clear, so I'm not going to worry about it showing. And there is a little bit of puckering because the flower petals do stick out a little bit. And then I'm going to glue this top layer of this slide on top. And I've done this in the past using glitter glue, and I had to go back later after it dried and re-glue the sides a little bit, just touch them up. So we might have to do that. Line everything up as best you can. It's winter time and we don't have flowers yet, so I'm kind of limited on the choices, but the glue will dry and be clear, so I'm not concerned about that. And then where it sticks out, I'll trim it off later. So you can see there's a bit of a gap. So I think that I'm going to let this dry and then go back and just kind of glue. This looks like it's sealed up pretty well. And this side might need a little touch up too. So I'm going to let it dry and finish that up later. I think that's it for this video, and we will come back and work on it some more on the next one. Thanks for watching. Click the like button if you liked it. Think about hitting the subscribe button, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.